Annyeonghaseyo! Happy New Year once more, guys. How have you guys been? How's been your January? What's been going on with you all for the year 2025? This is January. For me, I wanted to ask you guys, like, is your January very fast already? Are you on slow mood? Are you flying? Or you're taking it one day at a time? I think for me, this is the fastest January I've ever experienced because it looks like when January is here, it takes forever to go. But right now, today's already the 27th. And this is to January and we're almost there. So yeah, so for me, my January has been good. I don't have a lot going on for me in January, but one of the things I really do that I actually prioritize in January is I love January a lot because I fast in January. That's one of the things I love about January. It's just a spiritual cleansing month for me. And I try to quickly run ahead with that time because 365 days is a whole lot of time to be outside, to be doing a lot of things, to be very busy. So for me, January is a time where I get to have this very encounter with God. I get to stay inside with God. But you know, it's not that we just fast for January and the remaining 11 months we don't fast. But you know the way it goes. Every church is having a meeting this January. Like according to Pastor Minister Dawson, he said if you're not fasting in January, you are a suspect. So if you're not fasting, you're a suspect. So for me, we had the 12 days of glory in my church. Back home in Nigeria, the name of my church is Koza Global. So the service was always starting by 6 p.m. Nigerian time, and that is my 2 a.m. So I'm always trying to join the meeting at that time. And after the meeting, it's so difficult to sleep. My normal routine sleep that I go to bed by 12 a.m. or 11 p.m. No, I'm still not being able to go back to bed on my normal time. If you check my eyes, they're looking swollen. I've still not been able to do that. So how's been your January for you? So that's been for me. I have been enjoying the spiritual time. Like I really enjoy the spiritual time in January. Even if your own church is not having a meeting or is not having a program, you just go on YouTube and there's a live meeting happening. Like sound ministers of the gospel, and they're having their own meeting happening. I just enjoy every time of it. Wine press just ended. Mr. Dunson just ended the outpouring in the UK. So it's just been upturn. Like I just have one meeting and the other to join, and reflections of what has happened in my own church meeting. I'm just so happy about it. So January for me is not a lot of busy. It's really a time for spiritual time. And guess what happens to me in January? I don't eat in January. When I say I don't eat, it doesn't mean I don't eat at all. But I could tell you I eat once in a day. I was actually talking to myself the other day because I know how to talk to myself a lot. I almost posted on my story that, do you guys, if you think you want to visit Eve in January, married or like I'm still single, so if you want to visit me in January, if you think of visiting me, don't come in January because every one of us will be hungry. Like every one of us will be fasting because I don't eat. I don't know if there's a kitchen. Then if you not ask me what do you eat, I just eat what is available. So if it's bread that is available, if it's 2 slices of bread that is available, that's what I'm eating. If it's water, I'm drinking and I'm helping on my bed. That's it for me. That's all I'm doing. I'm not eating so much. So I have a friend who's always like, Eve, are you still fasting? I said I'm not fasting. It was like, come on, eat. Why are you not eating? Trust me, it's been so, I've not really been able to get back to my routine of possibly eating twice a day. To eat once a day is still, I still struggle to eat once a day. Actually, I'm not trying to watch my weight. According to my friend, he calls me Linda, so I don't have a lot of it that I'm trying to, even if I was trying to burn my cheekbone, because I had a lot of it in December, November. It all came out. I was trying to burn it, but no, I'm not trying to lose weight because there's no way to lose. But I have not really been able to get back to myself trying to eat twice a day, 3 times a day. I'm still struggling to eat once a day. But you know, everything about this January I really love. And what another things I've been doing, I've been trying to get closer to my Bible, because I'm this girly that I'm just giving you guys the truth. I'm this girly that I can pray, I can sing, I can dance, I can worship, but when it comes to the word of God, I try to procrastinate it. I just like I will do it later. But this January, I'm trying my best to really get on it. And the beauty about it now is that I have my friends back home in Nigeria. So we created this group community where we just drop what we are reading. So since January, we've been reading the book of this January, we're reading the book of Genesis. We're already in the book of Exodus. So there was this trend on TikTok. Everybody's talking about what I'm reading. You know what I'm reading? I'm reading my Bible. Sorry, my Bible is not so... I'm so shy bringing it out. It's not so beautiful, but I'm really finding it difficult to get a new Bible here. I want a new Bible. If you're thinking of gifting me anything, please gift me a hard Bible. I need a hard Bible. No, I want the King James. This is the King James. This is King James version, KJV, and that's what I want. If you're thinking of gifting me anything, this is what I want. I want a Bible. I want a Bible. So yeah, I actually just want to walk into the store and actually grab what I want. I like walking into the store and grab what I want, but I've not been able to, all the stores I've gone to, I have not been able to access a Bible. So I said to myself, when I visit a physical church, I'm going to ask my pastor where he gets his Bible from, or where I can easily get a Bible. I really want to get some books too. Like with the things I want to get some spiritual books, I want to get Bible. The other day I got into the mall and I saw a store. I was so happy, but all the books are Korean books. I can't even read Korean to save myself, let alone buying a Korean book to read. Not possible. So this is what I've been reading since the month of January. I have been we're in Exodus already, and I wanted to quickly share one part of the Bible story for you that looks so amazing. You know, the part of me reading the Bible, and it gives me this refreshing of me while I was back in secondary school, where my Bible knowledge teacher, that's BK, we used to call it BK or CRS. When we got to the senior secondary school, we call it CRS, Christian Religious Studies. When we're in junior secondary school, we call it BK. Yes, I still got it in my head. That's Bible knowledge. So yeah, that was when reading Genesis actually brought a lot of memory on how my CRS teacher, my Bible knowledge teacher, was actually teaching us when she talks about, because all my two teachers from junior and secondary and higher school, they were all both female. Auntie Charity, I can't remember the other lady's name, but I like talking about her. I could literally visualize her face. She's dark in complexion. She's so cute. I'm telling you. So she was my junior teacher, but Auntie Charity was my senior teacher for CRS, and she was also very good too. So while reading the Bible actually brought a lot of memories of those stuff, of all the teachings they were teaching us back there. And the first day God created the heavens and the earth, the second day he did this, the third day he did that. You know, it was just bringing all of those memories, and I was loving it. But let me share with you what the book of Genesis got me into. The book of Genesis got me into the part where God showed up to Abraham and he said, leave your father's house, just go, you don't have to go with everything. And Abraham went with his cousin Lot, that's his brother's son, and went with his beautiful wife Sarah and their maidens and everything. They left. But the part that got me is that every time I was sharing this with my sister, every time God kept on coming to Abraham, and when he comes, he said, Abraham, do this. And when he said this, and he gives him a promise, Abraham was like, God, you said you're going to give me a child, but you've not given me a child. He said, don't worry, I'll give you a child. But you know what? Let every firstborn in your house, let every sons in your house, including you, be circumcised. And Abraham said, okay, I will do it. Abraham will run and go and circumcise. And like, whenever he does that, God counts it to righteousness for him. And God will come again and give him promises. So I was like, at a point, I was so vexed because I'm not Abraham, so I could imagine Sarah's how Sarah felt. Actually reading this and soaking it in. I kept on like, God, what's up? You're always coming promising. You're just giving promises, but we're not seeing the reality. And God will come again and say, I promise you with my name, I will never do this. I promise you with that. As much as your eyes can see, I have given to you. And Abraham don't have sons. And you are telling Abraham he will be father of nations. And Sarah will be mother of nations. When I was reading that, I'm like, no way. I was like, no. God, this is enough. This is enough. That was what I kept saying to myself. And another interesting thing I love about the book of Genesis, or the part of the old words, the way the angels they were just like, you just be walking on the road and you next thing you know this is an angel. Like, I just felt that we could go back to those days, in that part where you just be going and you realize this is an angel. Because Abraham was actually Isaac came because Abraham realized that these people, they are not just ordinary people, they are angels. And as if that is not enough, God is just going, and Abraham is just in a thought, and the next thing God calls on him. Like, you know, am I the only one that thinks, like, I don't know if I'm passing this through. Am I the only one that thinks that you just want to, sometimes you want to hear God say, Eve, Eve. You know, I just want to hear that, because most times that's what the Bible says. That's what we hear. That's what I read in the book of Genesis, that how God was always talking to Jacob, talking to Abraham. He didn't stop there, talk to Isaac. Like, he was talking to the sons like that. He kept on going. He didn't go. So sometimes I just feel like, why don't we go back to those days where the angels just showed up, when we just realized this is an angel? Because when Abraham and Sarah finally had Isaac, it took Abraham to realize that these people were angels, and he accommodated. He begged them to stay, and they stayed. And he ran inside the house and said, Sarah, you know what? We have guests. Give me food. And Sarah, knowing the kind of husband he has, and knowing that these girls are not just ordinary guests, they are angels, she also understood who they were. You know, she understood the time and season. Girl, Sarah went ahead and made all the food. They didn't order the food. They baked the bread, the living bread, the almond and everything, and gave it to the angels. When they were done eating, and he said, where is Sarah, thy wife? And Sarah, at this set time, Sarah will bear forth a child. Sarah said, hey, these people have come again. No, this is not God coming himself. This is angels coming to give me the story, right? And Sarah laughed. You know, I was like, how many angels have we actually missed? How many angels have we actually accommodated? And how many angels have we even showed love to? Because that God be really praying. I'm like, God, please, I don't want to miss my angels in this 2025. I don't care who they look like. They look beautiful. They don't look beautiful. I don't want to miss them, because most times we want to judge people with how they look. We want to judge people on what they wear. You know, we just want to judge people in different aspects of life. But Abraham wasn't judging. Abraham just saw them and he said, this is an angel. And he ran to them, begged them to come in. And they agreed. As if that was not enough, because another case of the angels again was, do you know that when the angels came to Sodom and Gomorrah to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, it took Lot to also realize that these were angels. Lot actually realized that these were angels. See, they were actually supposed to come and pick out Lot from that Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And before they destroyed the city. But they didn't just go to Lot's house. Lot had to realize that these are angels, and he ran to them, beckoned on them. Lot was begging, please come to my house. Don't go, don't pass, please, just come and eat bread. They said they were still making shakara that they were not going to come. That they were not going to come. Lot kept begging them to, please just come in, come and just take a rest, just eat, just eat, just take water. And I'm like, have I even told my angels take water? Have I even told my angels take this bread? Have I even take my angels take this 1,001? Like, he has to beg them. So that actually got me thinking, because guys, there's so many times that I believe we've actually passed our angels. So 2025, we're not going to miss our angels. We have the seeing eyes and the hearing ears, because God is no longer coming in the days of the old, when he comes and say, Eve, my daughter, if you obey me, I will give you the land where you possess. It's already in the word that wherever the sole of my feet stand upon, I will possess it. He will give me for a possession. So all I need to do now is to believe his word and run with it. So I'm not going to expect him to come again and start telling me in a loud, audible voice or in a still, small voice. It's all I need to do is to believe his word. As long as I believe the word, I can run with it. So those, like, reading the book of Genesis really got me thinking, really got me saying, oh, I hope I have not missed my angels. I don't. So it's got me in this very spiritual mood, or in this very sense of showing love to people, irrespective of who they are. Like in the community where I'm in South Korea, I have always seen old people, like the Harmony, Arabajis, like, they're struggling with their bag, and I have always wanted to help them, and they decline. They're always saying no, even if they are struggling so bad. So it takes you, most times it takes me like, oh, Chankama, like, oh, don't worry, I will help. Then they finally allow me help. Even on the subway, most times on the subway, it's crowded and I'm seated, I see an older person, I beg them to come and sit down. I beg them, like, Harmony, don't. what do you say? How do you say? Anja. I have to beg them to sit down. So when they actually agree, I'm super excited. Like, I'm very happy when they agree to. When I ever see somebody coming from, possibly they are returning from work, it looks so stressed, it looks so tired. You want to ask them to sit down, but they don't want to. So over here, you have to beg them. I think those people, they are other angels. They are angels that are in another level. You have to beg them. Old people, you'll be begging them to come and sit so that you can stand up. They'll tell you no. But sometimes they are just going to the next bus stop or 2 bus stop away. But for me, even if they are going to the next bus stop, just sit down. Like, just sit, please, just sit down. Because I know there is a blessing with the old. Trust me, even reading the book of Genesis, you will see that there is a blessing embedded in the old. The people were longing for blessings rather than gifts. See, another place that actually, before we get there, another thing that interests me about the book of Genesis was after the promises of God came to pass, and God finally finally heard the cry of Isaac, brought the birth of Isaac, and Sarah was happy, and later Sarah died. And guess what? And when Sarah died, and Abraham said to his servant, Isaac must not marry out of these people. He has to go back and get married. So go back to my father's house, or go back to Sarah's place. Go and get me a wife. Just go and get a wife for Isaac. But these people, he must not marry in their midst. So after the servant was able to get Rebecca, his wife, Abraham was so pleased and he was happy. But look at what got me. Like, sometimes I used to say when I get to heaven, I'm going to ask this question, or I'll ask God this question. But I'm going to ask Abraham this question. Look at this. Genesis chapter 25. Genesis 25 verse 1 said, "Then again Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah, and she bore him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, Abraham, you're a bad guy." When I read that, I'm like, what? Abraham, you are a bad guy. Abraham was not 100 though. Abraham was 100, more than 120. And he took a wife. His body was still very agile. It was still very available to take a wife. Like, after Isaac has even gotten married, after Sarah has died and Isaac has gotten married, Abraham took a wife and bore six sons. 6, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? That guy is a bad guy. I put it to you guys that guy is a bad guy. But you know the thing I really love about it? Like, that really took me like, what? Like, after? So it means that God deliberately kept Sarah for this scenario, because none of them had a problem. They didn't have a problem, because when Abraham went in with Rebecca to get Ishmael, he didn't have a problem. So God just particularly said, Sarah, I want to use you as an example to my people. So you are going to be the one I'm using for this example. So I'm going to close your womb for 25 years until I will answer you. But then to prove that I am able. And as if that was not enough, even after Sarah died, Abraham took a wife and bore 6 sons. 6 sons. Abraham bore 6 sons. But another interesting thing about it that I really like, I was talking about that the book of the old, they give blessings. They don't give gifts. They don't, these days when we meet people, like they are wearing brands, they are looking expensive, they are smelling expensive, their car is looking expensive. We want to get what they have. We want to have their contacts. We want to get close to them. We want to have them in our circle. We want to take a picture with them. Like, we want to create a content that I saw this person, I met this person somewhere, this person is in my contact list. Sometimes we want to show that we have some people's contact. I don't know if you get, that's the generation where we actually live. But guess what? One thing I really love about the time of old is that people are not trying to get money from you. They're not trying to get your contact. They're not even trying to have you in their community. No, all they want is the blessing. All they want is the blessing. See, they want the blessing. See, look at it, when Abraham was old and everything, he was ready to die, and it said God blessed Isaac, Abraham's son, and Isaac dwelled by the well. And before Abraham died, look at it. That same Genesis 25 that talked about Abraham getting married and having 6 sons. It said, and Abraham, look at it, and I will start from verse 4. And the sons of the Midian, the Ephah, and the Hanok, and the Abidai, and the Elidai, all these were the children of Keturah. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac. All. Isaac is a promised son. I was trying to feel all right. I had to get another wife. He said, Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac, but unto the sons of the concubines, which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts. Come on. Abraham gave gifts to them. You know, Abraham, he didn't want any, after I am long gone, we start fighting for properties, because Abraham definitely was a blessed man. As God promised, he kept to his promises. Abraham was a blessed man. He was blessed with everything you can think of. Anything, you know, anything we are flaunting right now as possibly cars, the best of house, the best of stock, everything. Abraham had it more than enough. He had it. So, but God said Abraham gave, the Bible said Abraham gave everything he had to Isaac, and he gave to his concubine sons, the children he had from the concubines, gave them what? Gifts. You know what? As if that's not enough. It's the one that actually got me again was when Abraham, when he got to Isaac, Isaac also had two sons, Esau and Jacob, and all of that. And Isaac got Esau and Jacob. I'm trying to get where that verse is, and he asked, okay, no, I'm far away. Isaac got Esau and Jacob, and he also asked Esau to go and give him the finest. He should make him a food so that he can bless him. And Rebecca said, you know, your daddy is trying to pass the blessing to Esau. Jacob, you have to be fast. You have to outsmart him. You have to run and get him the food before Esau would return back from the bush. And that was what happened. I want to show you guys where it talks about he gave him everything. He blessed him. 27 said, and it came to pass when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here I am. He said, behold, now I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapon, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me suffering meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. So we know the story of how Rebecca changed it on the way, helped Jacob to get it before Esau came back, right? But there's a place I want to really show you guys. When I talked about the blessings of the old, the old people, the Bible, the people want to go for the blessings, not the riches, not the money. They want to go for the blessings because blessings are eternal. Look at the blessings Isaac gave to Jacob. Like, I read these blessings, I literally knelt down. See, it said, therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth. This is Genesis 27:28. And plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that cursed thee, and blessed be he that blessed thee. Hey, there is no monetary gifts. There is no contacts that will bring these blessings. There is none. So what I learned from this is that we rather go for the blessings. We rather go for the main thing than just going for the surface, the show off. There is something beyond the surface. You know, there's this thing we always say back home, that the bottom part is the sweetest. There's something about the friendship you have. There's something about the relationship you are into. There's something about the friendship with your male or your female friend. Like, you have female friends, and I think female watch me more. So you have female friends. You don't just they don't just offend you and you give up on them. No, you keep pouring in. You keep pouring in, because there's something. You guys are building something. One day you could build mansions together. One day you could build careers together. One day you just, there's just something about that relationship. So there's something about the blessing. See, look at it. When after Isaac was done blessing Jacob, Esau came, and Esau said to him, oh son, I'm here. I have brought everything you asked for me. And Esau went ahead and he said, thy son, the firstborn Esau. So we know the story, but there's this part I want to read for you. He said, this is Genesis 27:33. I want to read. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that had taken venison and brought it me? And have eaten all before that came at King James, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. No man can cause why I'm blessed. And see, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry. And he said unto his father, bless me, even also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with some little and had taken away the blessing. And he said, is it not right named Jacob? He answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord and all thy brethren. That's the way I want to go. And Esau said unto his father, art thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also. Is there no one blessing for me? You don't, like, did you just give everything to Jacob? Is there no one blessing for me? So what am I driving at? There is glory in waiting. There is glory in waiting for the promise of God. Because God kept on promising Abraham. Abraham was waiting. He was waiting. And when the blessings came, you could see that the blessing didn't end with Abraham. He didn't die with him. Blessings are from generation to generation. So it means that me and you were partakers of it. So go for the blessings. Don't just go for the temporary. Don't just go for what is the surface. Don't just want to take the content. Don't just want to take the video, the selfie, and show everybody that, well, yeah, I wasn't there. There is something more. If it has to take us to listen, because not just you, but of everyone listening to this, including the speaker, it has to take us to listen to get what we need to get. Sometimes we don't even need to make some content. We just need to listen. We just need to watch. Like there, sometimes I am in a meeting, I want to actually make some video. I just want to enjoy the atmosphere. Like I go out, Korea is beautiful, so there's a lot of places to go to. I want to enjoy the content. I just want to enjoy it too before possibly I want to make it, right? So let's be patient with God. Let's learn to go for the blessings, not just the temporary gifts. Let's learn to go for the blessing, that which is like the real thing. The real thing is the blessings. Let's not just if we, like Bible said, when we obey our parents, we will live long. When we honor our parents, if you have people around you need to honor, go back to honor, go back to respect. Don't forget Bible talks about we cannot forget the old landmark. Don't forget the old landmark. We cannot disrespect our parents. We cannot disrespect our old elders. We cannot disrespect our bosses. We cannot be rude to them. I don't know if you get. So we have to stay in the place of the blessing. There is blessings attached to everything. So it's the temporary thing is not all we want to get. It's not all there is. You see, Esau understood the part of the blessing. I don't know if I'm putting this out enough, but that's really, it got to me. Esau understood the part of the blessing, and Esau said, God, Dad, could you please, is there no one blessing for me? Is there just one? And you see, Abraham also gave everything to Isaac, and he gave gifts to his concubine son. So yeah, so that's how it's been for me. January, I have been trying to soak in, and I want to also encourage you to possibly see, the year is a long year. Trust me, we're going to get so busy. We're going to get so drawn into the year. And one thing I'm asking the Holy Spirit is that the day I'm very weak, I'm very tired, please just give me the grace to at least just pray. The grace to pray, the grace to meditate what the words that we're even reading. The two things I'm actually intentionally trying to do. I struggle with studying my Bible and meditation. So I really want to try to meditate, and I really want to try to study my Bible in 2025. It's a top priority for me. So yes. So another thing I want to actually encourage you, get yourself some group of friends that you guys can have a reading team together, like my own reading club. We just drop what we are reading. Like yesterday was Saturday, today's Sunday. We drop what we are reading for the week, and we know they're supposed to be reading this. So when I actually, like this part I analyzed about the angels and all of that, I went to the group and I analyzed this day. I'm like, what's this happening? Are we being cheated? We're just laughing about it. So, and some persons are reading audio Bible. You can just listen. You can actually not read hard copy like me. You can actually listen to audio Bible while you're having your busy day. I encourage you. You can be the one that could start with your friends and say, you know what, this year let's have a Bible team. You can just, instead of going out every time and just going to try new restaurants, you can have a Bible study hangout. You can have a Bible study hangout. You can actually also have a Bible study call on WhatsApp. You know, that call we make and we talk, we laugh. It could also be a call for Bible study. That's just to encourage you to stay reading the Bible, read the Word of God, and reading other books alongside. It's very important we read God's Word and we read other books and we chase our dreams. Okay, so yeah, that's what has been happening for me in January. Once more, if you kept it to this time, I want to say thank you so much. I want to say Happy New Year, because it's our Lunar New Year in South Korea. Yeah, so because I'm living in Asia, I get to celebrate New Year twice. It's our Lunar New Year, and this one is so lengthy, where this is weekend already, so the New Year holiday is supposed to start on Tuesday, but the government was so generous enough, and the holiday starts on Monday. So we're going to be having Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the holiday. Some persons are going to get back to work possibly on Friday, but that's what it is. So like literally for 4 days for some people, 5 days for some persons, and that's how it's going. So if you're still here, please subscribe. Please, anything relatable to you, you enjoy the way I share the story. I'm not all a good storyteller. Yeah, I know I'm a talker, but I'm not all of a good storyteller. I'm still learning that. Please drop what you think it's profound for you, and hit the subscribe button, share, and like. Thank you so much. I love and celebrate you. Kamsahamnida. Yeah.